Welcome to Everyday Car Guide. Today we're looking at a 2024 Mustang GT. This is a 60-year-old Mustang, meaning the Mustang came out in 1964 and this is what it has evolved to. Check out this car. It's got flared fenders front and rear. It's got a 5-liter engine that's outputting 486 horsepower and 413 foot-pounds of torque. That makes this car quick. The one thing I love about this car is its sound system. And I'm not talking about the stereo. I'm talking when you hit that starter button and those 8 cylinders come to life. It has a fantastic rumble. Oh my God, it energizes you. The only problem, I'm in Oahu right now, and the speed limit on these roads are like 35, 45 miles an hour. So first gear, it sounds great. Second gear, well, now you're done. But let's go back to the design of this car. This is the Mustang GT, and I'm just blown away that I can go into enterprise rental car and say I want a convertible. I thought I was gonna get the 4-cylinder with the turbo. No, they gave me the 8-cylinder 5-liter. Oh my God, it is so much fun. But let's look at the car. Has great headlights. Of course, you have your Mustang emblem up front. I love the front grille. It's got a mean look to it, and just the whole body is just beautiful. The flared fenders has kind of a nice stance to it. And I love the taillights. The taillights are very 65, 67 style taillights. This Mustang GT with a 5-liter engine can do 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. That is moving. Convertible is very easy to put down. You just reach inside, turn a latch, hit a button, and down it goes. Very simple. Let me demonstrate. First, you have to start the car. To put the top down, you just reach up, grab this handle, unlock it, and then just hit this button. It lowers the windows and puts the top down. Now look at this car. It looks great. With the top down, it really is open. You can see how the bucket seats are very high. You have great head restraints. While you're driving, it's actually pretty comfortable. It has cooled and heated seats. I don't know why you need the heated seats here in Hawaii, but it has that. But here's the bad thing. It has a back seat, but I wouldn't really call it a back seat. I'm almost 6 feet tall. I have to put the seat all the way back. There is no leg room for somebody back there. Maybe a car seat or something. Maybe the passenger seat can move their seat up and squeeze somebody in there, but it is really tight. The trunk isn't so bad. You can fit a pretty large suitcase back there, and I fit a medium size and a small suitcase and a duffel bag. I love the tail lights in the back end of the car, and again, you got to hear the sound system. So let's take it out for a ride and let's show you what this car is all about. Gotta love that sound. So as you can hear, when you come to a complete stop, the car actually shuts off to save you a little bit of gas. I'm never a big fan of that, but it seems to be pretty quick at going. One thing I do like about this car, it has a great rumble. And it sounds great when you take off. So this is a 2024 Ford Mustang GT convertible. Yes, we got the convertible here in Oahu, Hawaii. I'm actually impressed that when we went to go rent the car from Enterprise, I'm looking at that car and said, that's a GT. The sound on this car is so cool. When you rev that engine, you can hear me coming for miles. Love the sound of a V8 engine. Nothing can beat that sound. But the nice thing about this car, it has a lot of tech in it. It has a fantastic, gigantic screen with Apple AirPlay that hooks up automatically. I just turned on my phone, I paired my phone Bluetooth with the system. Like that, it pairs, and now I have my Apple AirPlay, I have my Google Maps and my Waze working. Has a great dashboard. It is really fun. The car does not have adaptive cruise control. It has regular cruise control. You know I'm a big fan of adaptive cruise control, and it has a warning for lane keeping assist, but it does not assist you in the lane, so it just warns you when you get out of the lane. One other nice thing about the car, it has an induction phone charger here, so you're using your Apple AirPlay with your Bluetooth, but I am charging my phone wirelessly, which I think all cars should have. I think that's a great item. I will say that there's a lot of buttons on the steering wheel, and it's taken me a little while to get used to them. Again, if I owned this car and I drove it every day, all this would become just secondhand. With the top down, you got great visibility. I do like the big headrest. The seats are pretty comfortable. Has interior lighting that you can change the color. It's so fun. You just go in there and adjust the colors, and it went from red to blue to magenta, whatever you want. Really neat little thing. When you open the door, the Mustang Porsche illuminates on the ground. It does have manual shifting. It has paddle shifters, which is really fun to wind through the gears and get that sound going up. But with most cars, how fast can you go? On this island, most of the speed limit is 45 miles per hour. So first gear, you're at 45. You can't even get into second gear. So we're staying in the North Shore, which is in between the Bonsai Pipeline and Waimea Beach. All these beaches are known for a strong shore break and some of the most powerful waves in the wintertime.
On the road with the Everyday Car Guy. I've always wanted to see the North Shore of Oahu in Hawaii. We stayed at the Keike Beach bungalows and walked to the beach every day and had my cup of coffee. In the evenings, we would watch the waves while the sun set. We had heard great things about the Ritz-Carlton Turtle Bay Resort, so we headed out there the next morning for breakfast. We liked it so much that we came back for dinner and ate with a great sunset view. The next morning, we hiked at the Waimea Valley. What a beautiful area, and swam under a waterfall. They also have a Hawaiian cultural center with local docents that were informative and kind. On our way back, there were a bunch of food trucks that we had heard about. I stopped at the Sunrise Shop and had a delicious acai bowl. An acai bowl at the Sunrise Shack out here in the North Shore. Delicious, just delicious. Very cool. From our bungalow, we walked up the street to watch the surfers in the treacherous Bonsai Pipeline. No way was I going in those 10 to 20 foot waves, but it was fun to watch the surfers catch a wave. No trip to Oahu is complete without paying your respects to honor the fallen heroes of December 7, 1941 at the Pearl Harbor Memorial. The museum has a lot of details and photos, but the trip out to the Arizona Memorial will move you to tears. On the way back, we needed a pick-me-up and stop at Matsumoto's Shaved Ice. It's a local attraction that can't be missed.
As far as renting a car in Hawaii, if it's just the two of you, I highly recommend the Ford Mustang convertible. The trunk isn't so bad. We had a pretty good sized suitcase and a medium sized suitcase. We put both of those in there along with our backpack. And then you have the back seat. Now the back seat is pretty small. I wouldn't recommend it for a family of four. I'm almost 6 feet tall, so I have to have my seat pretty far back, which does not leave a lot of room for the rear seat passenger. My wife can actually put her seat up a little bit, and we could squeeze one person back there. But if you know the Ford Mustang, they've never had large back seats. It's not really designed for a family of four. And I certainly wouldn't want to put a family of four in here with luggage. I don't think you can fit all that luggage in here. But for the two of us, it's a blast to drive. It's quick, it handles well, and it's definitely fun to drive with the top down, especially out here in Hawaii. How great of a place to go with a convertible.
It's time for Everyday Car Guy's report card. As for comfort, the Mustang GT has a pretty smooth ride and comfortable front seats. The rear seats are pretty much unusable if the driver is over 6 feet tall. But you're not getting the Mustang GT for the back seat. So for comfort, let's give the Mustang a B+. Now for performance. I always rate the cars on 0 to 60 performance since we all need to get on highways. The Mustang GT with its 5-liter V8 that outputs 480 horsepower does 0 to 60 in 3.9 to 4.2 seconds. The sound of its 8-cylinder engine reverberates around the car. It handles well and is a blast to drive. So for performance, I'm rating the Mustang GT an A+. So for economy, well, should we just skip this one? The Mustang falls into a category of its own. The person buying this car is not the one looking for high gas mileage. Surprisingly enough, the Mustang with its V8 engine actually gets 24 miles to the gallon on the highway, but only 15 miles to the gallon in the city. Pretty much what you would expect from a V8 high-performance car. The Mustang GT really is an economy car, so it's kind of silly to rate it in economy, but if I had to compare it to other cars, the economy of the Mustang GT would be a C. Let's talk about design. The Mustang GT looks beautiful. Its front grille, flared fenders, synchronized taillights, and the interior just screams cool. I love this car. So for design, let's give the Mustang GT a resounding A+. For value, the Mustang GT starts a little over $55,000. But for that price, you get high performance, looks, sound, and horsepower. It's a healthy price, but if you're like me and you love the old Mustangs and look at the price tag of a rebuilt 67 with new brakes, updated steering, and suspension, you could be paying as much as $70,000 or more. The new Mustang has the horsepower, the rumble, the fun to drive element, and all the new safety features, plus today's cool tech, which makes it a much more reasonable price. So for value, the Mustang again is in its own unique category. It's an expensive car overall, but taking in the type of buyer that's looking at the Mustang, it's over 50% less than a Corvette or a Porsche. And for that reason, I'm giving the Mustang convertible a value of an A. Overall, the Mustang GT gets a combined grade of an A-.
Thanks for joining me today on Everyday Car Guy. I hope you enjoyed today's tour of Oahu and the Ford Mustang GT. If you like today's show, please subscribe. And until next time, drive carefully.